Today on the farm, we're going to be cutting some corn for silage. I have never cut corn silage on my farm or any type of silage. My great-grandfather ran a dairy, and I witnessed corn being cut for silage on his farm when I was a small child. But my grandfather, my father, nor I ever cut silage on our farm. I've always wanted to get into the silage cutting. I have beef cows, my dad has beef cows, and maybe one day we'll start cutting on our farm. But today I'm visiting with one of my neighbors about 4 miles down the road. He runs a big beef operation and is cutting some silage on his farm. We're going to check it out and learn a little bit about the process. There's a camera on the machine that gives him a video feed so he can see where his arm is throwing the corn. He's grinding all this corn up, chopping it up real fine, and is shooting it back there where it's landing in a truck that's following us. So he has to be able to keep an eye on that screen to know how to direct his auger to shoot it into that truck so that he gets the truck loaded evenly and don't spill the corn on the ground. How many acres you think you can do in a day, Jose?
Like 50, good corn like 50.
50 acres a day?
Depending how far I need corn.
Yeah. Oh, how far they got to haul it? Yeah, so you have to wait. Yeah.
Sometimes like 60.
How many tons an hour you think you could have?
These do like 70 tons per acre.
Yeah.
It depends.
I got 17 tons an acre, about 50 acres a day.
Yeah.
I got you. It throws a long ways. Then it's the first pass in the field, the truck has to follow along right behind Jose, but once he's made some runs in the field, the truck can come along the side part of South Georgia? You go into Alabama any?
Alabama.
Alabama?
It's coming from Alabama.
Y'all do corn and sorghum or mainly corn?
Corn and sorghum.
So Jose has loaded the 3 trucks they got running right now, and they're going right down the road. It's not far, it's maybe half a mile to where they're getting put inside of a big sock. What do you call it, bag? Just a big bag. And it'll be sealed airtight on the end so that oxygen can't get in, and the corn will go through a kind of like a fermentation process to turn it into silage. And that's sitting there for 40 days, 45 days before it's fermented and ready to go for feed value. But what we're doing though is he doesn't have anywhere to dump right now, waiting on the next truck to get unloaded, so he's paused for a second. That's why silage choppers usually have a lot of trucks, takes a lot of infrastructure, a lot of people, because you're moving so much material, especially if you have to go very far. They're only going a half a mile and machines already stopped. So if you had to haul it 4 or 5 miles, it would take 10 or 12 trucks to keep this machine moving. Very important to get those trucks unloaded and keep this machine moving, because the machine don't make money when it's sitting still. It's got to be chopping corn, got to be making tracks to make money. What you reckon new version, either one of these machines cost? Any idea? Half a million? Over 500,000 for this machine. So yeah, very, very important that it moves as much as possible. Y'all charge $25 or $20 a ton? $20, $25 a ton to custom chop. So a lot of tons, a lot of $20 to add up to 500K or over 500K. Plus you got the expense of the trucks and all the men operating all the trucks, the fuel, a lot of daily expense in custom silage harvesting. So on the front of these trucks here, I don't know if you saw it earlier, but they have hooks and chains. How often you say y'all get stuck?
It's just according to the terrain, but if the field is wet and we go in and it hadn't dried out like this, sometimes it's 2 or 3 times in one run.
That's a lot. That's a lot of work. A lot of pulling folks out. A lot of sitting
and
still.
getting back in line and
yep.
setting up to go again. Yeah.
This is a custom harvesting outfit, so they have scales out here to measure, to weigh each load as it comes out of the field, because they charge by the ton, and so they have to know how many tons that they're harvesting, so they'll know what to bill the farmer. So they have a set of mobile scales they bring out, and they weigh everything when it comes in from the field before unloading it. How long does it take y'all to set the scales up when you come in?
Depending on what we have available to get them off of the trailer with.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's a regular big loader, I mean, we could set them up in probably about 30 minutes.
30 minutes, and it's all Bluetooth?
Yes.
Bluetooth
There's an antenna over here.
And then it reads back to the truck, so there you go up top. So the trucks come in from the field, she's in the truck, she gets an accurate weight, so then they know what's coming out the field, and they can then charge the farmer appropriately.
Yep.
All right, pretty cool, pretty cool. This is Jose's son. He runs the bagger here.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna back a truck up here, and the truck has drag chains in the bed, what's gonna pull the material out. Here he comes. And what's gonna happen when the material falls in here? How's it work from here?
And essentially falls into this little pit right here where it's got a slick plastic plate where it just slides on down this little grinder right here. It'll just munch it up, make sure there's no chunks that are clumped together, break it in and pack it in as tight as it can. Slowly but surely it'll start pushing us, and I can maintain the brakes to keep it going as slow or as fast as I want.
Gotcha. And then once we get to the desired end length, it'll seal the bag up some kind of way, or how's it work on the end?
Well, let's basically just pull it out and we'll seal it ourselves.
I got you.
We'll leave a little vent hole. As it sits there for a while, it will start to create some pressure in the bag.
Yep.
Hence the vent hole will just
Okay,
let it back.
I'd always thought you had to seal it all up where no air can get in, but you do gotta have a vent for when it starts fermenting.
It'll start coming out, and you don't want to breathe when it comes out.
You don't bust the bag. Yeah, I got you. Okay, well I didn't know about the vent. That's new information. That's pretty cool. He's giving directions on how to line up perfectly. So he has a brake inside the machine that controls the speed at which it pushes him forward by applying pressure to that brake. He wants a nice tight compaction inside that bag. That's gonna do it for today, y'all. I'm heading back to my farm about 3 miles down the road, 3 or 4 miles. Check on my corn. We're about 2 days out, 1 or 2 days out from harvest. My moisture's correct, but my combine man, Big Willie, ain't made it to me yet. He says he's a few days out. So y'all see a video of my corn harvest, the GMO versus non-GMO corn challenge in just a few days. But that's gonna get it for today. I hope all y'all learned something about corn silage chopping. I sure did. And I hope to see y'all next time.